You ever have that feeling? You wake up in the middle of the night, not from a bad dream, but from this sudden, cold realization. Today, we're going to get into a feeling that's super personal, but also, you'd be surprised, incredibly universal. The source material for this explainer calls it the midnight math of modern solitude. And what a phrase, right? It just perfectly nails this really complex, unspoken thing that a lot of us feel. It's this calculation that happens in the dead of night, especially for those of us who have built these very independent lives. And it usually all starts with one single, startling question. So, what is the 2 a.m. terror? I mean, it's that jolt, you're just wide awake and your brain is going a mile a minute. It's this specific kind of dread. So, what is it really? And why does it feel so deep? Okay, so to really get this, we have to look at what sets it off. And here's the key: it isn't some slow, creeping sadness. No, it's a sudden, almost physical event. The source calls it the 2 a.m. earthquake. For a lot of people, this feeling can really crystallize around a milestone age. Let's just say 35. Now, it's not really about the number itself, it's more about what that number represents. It's a moment when the reality of your life, especially if you happen to be single, just hits you with this totally unexpected force. Yeah, it's like a psychological earthquake. One minute, you're peacefully asleep, totally secure in your independence. And the next, you are wide awake and the very ground beneath your feet feels like it's shifted. It's that abrupt gut punch of a realization. Wow, I am completely on my own. So after that initial shockwave passes, this intense internal battle starts up. And this, right here, is where that midnight math really kicks in. The source material calls it the war of standards, and it's this brutal conflict between what you deeply desire and your own sense of dignity. And it creates this crazy internal tug of war. So on one side, you've got desire. The loneliness feels so sharp that your standards for a partner just plummet to the basement. You think, I just want someone, anyone. But then dignity comes roaring back. And to protect yourself, your standards shoot in the complete opposite direction, becoming impossibly picky. This dignity response, it's really a pretty classic form of self-sabotage, isn't it? I mean, by creating these standards that literally no one could ever meet, you're basically taking yourself out of the running. It's a defense mechanism, a way to control a scary, vulnerable situation by making sure you never even have to risk rejection. But this whole internal war, it's really just a distraction from a much deeper fear. So what are we truly terrified of in those moments? Well, the source calls it the terror of blank space. This is such a powerful way to put it. The fear here isn't about, having nothing to do on a Saturday. No, it's the existential terror of looking at the big blank schedule board of your future and just seeing empty boxes where you always imagined a partner would be. So what does that blankness actually represent? It's the big stuff. It's the fear of a future without a partner. It's the creeping anxiety of facing holidays and birthdays and all those milestones alone. And maybe most of all, it's the sheer heavy weight of knowing that you are, and maybe always will be, totally and completely self-reliant. And here's the most important takeaway. This feeling, this 2 a.m. terror, it isn't some problem that you need to fix with a 5-step plan. It's a real, legitimate, and super complex emotional experience that just comes with modern life. It's kind of the shadow side of that fierce independence we all work so hard for. So the goal isn't to solve it, it's just to acknowledge it, to understand it, and to know you are definitely not the only one doing this kind of midnight math. All of which leaves us with one last, really crucial question to think about. We celebrate independence, right? We celebrate self-reliance, and we should. They're signs of strength. But maybe it's also worth asking, in the process of building these strong, solitary lives, what are the unspoken trade-offs? What have we lost? Or what are we so terrified of losing along the way?